Good afternoon, Miss.
Good afternoon. അതെ
Good afternoon, Miss.
ഏതൊരു വസ്തു
Good
ഒത്തിരി വർക്ക് ചെയ്ത് കഴിയുമ്പോൾ തന്നെ ടയേർഡായി പോകും അല്ലേ? നമ്മളാണെങ്കിൽ ഒത്തിരി വായിച്ചു കഴിയുമ്പോൾ ടയേർഡാവും. അതുപോലെ ലാപ്ടോപ്പും സ്വിച്ച് ഓഫ് ആയിപ്പോയി, ഷട്ട് ഡൗൺ ആയിപ്പോയി. അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് ഇതിന്റെ മാക്സിമം വർക്ക് ചെയ്തു. എന്നിട്ടേക്ക് അത് ഓക്കെ. We studied about central government. Central government or the union government makes laws for the whole country. The law-making body is known as Parliament. The Parliament consists of the President of India and the two other houses, the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Then Lok Sabha. The Lok Sabha is the highest law-making body in the country. Which is the highest law-making body in the country? Who can say the answer? Which is the highest law-making body in the country?
Lok Sabha.
Lok Sabha. Lok Sabha. Okay. The Lok Sabha is the highest lawmaking body in the country. It is also known as the House of the People or the lower house. The Lok Sabha is known as the House of People or lower house. Then its members are elected directly by the people. Then Lok Sabha members are elected directly by the people. The speaker guides the proceedings in the Lok Sabha. Who guides the proceedings of the Lok Sabha? The speaker. She or he elected by the members of the house, Lok Sabha. Okay. The members of Lok Sabha are elected for a term of 5 years. Then members of Lok Sabha are elected for 5 years. Any Indian citizen who is 18 years of age or above can vote in the general elections. Then members of Lok Sabha are elected for the term of 5 years. Any Indian citizen 18 years of age or above can vote in the general elections. The whole country has been divided into number of small areas called constituencies. Then the whole country has been divided into number of small areas called constituencies. The person who gets the highest number of votes in the election is elected as a member of parliament or MP. Electionil ആർക്കാണോ ഏറ്റവും കൂടുതൽ വോട്ടുകൾ കിട്ടുന്നത് അവരാണ് വിജയിക്കുന്നത് അല്ലേ? Then elected as a member of parliament from that constituency. The Lok Sabha can have maximum of 552 members. Then Lok Sabha have maximum 552 members are there. Next, Rajya Sabha. The Rajya Sabha is the upper house of the parliament. Then Lok Sabha is the lower house and Rajya Sabha is the upper house of the parliament. Aaron, listen here. Okay, Rajya Sabha is the upper house of the parliament. its members are not elected directly by the people. Then here Lok Sabha members are elected directly by the people, but Rajya Sabha members are not elected directly by the people. Members of the state legislative assemblies and union territories elect them. Who elect the Rajya Sabha members? Members of the state legislatives assemblies and union territories elect the Rajya Sabha members. There can be a maximum of 250 members in Rajya Sabha. Then in Lok Sabha, there 250, maximum of 250 members are there, and there can be a maximum of 250 members in Rajya Sabha. ഒരു ഡിഫറൻസ് പറയാമോ? രാജ്യസഭയും ലോക്സഭയും തമ്മിലുള്ള ഡിഫറൻസ് ഏതെങ്കിലും ഒരെണ്ണം? Can you say? Allah, what is the difference between Lok Sabha and Rajya
Sabha is lower house and the Rajya Sabha is upper house.
In Rajya Sabha, the Lok Sabha can have a maximum of 552 members.
Rajya Sabha, okay. Rajya Sabha. Main difference is Lok Sabha members are elected directly by the people, but Rajya Sabha members are elected by the legislative assemblies and union territories. That is the main difference. Okay. Then of these 200 there can be maximum of 215 members in the Rajya Sabha. Of these 238 are elected members and 12 members are nominated by the President of India. 238 members elect in the members of the state legislative and union territories. Adil 12 പേരെ ആരാണ് നോമിനേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്? President of India ആണ്. The members of Rajya Sabha are elected for a term of 6 years. Members of Rajya Sabha are elected for 6 years. 1/3 6 years 1/3 of അതായത് 250 members 1/3 of its members retire every 2 years. They are replaced by new members. The Vice President of India is the chairman of Rajya Sabha. Who was the Vice President of India?
M. Venkaiah Naidu.
M. Venkaiah Naidu. Next, the President. Who is the President of India?
Ramnath Kovind.
Late. Okay, the President. Then union government is the main lawmaking body. Lawmaking body is known as Parliament. Parliament consists of the President of India and 2 houses, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. About Lok Sabha, please. Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, about Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha we studied. And next, the President. The President of India is the head of the country. Who is the head of the country? The President of India. The members of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha and the state legislative assemblies elect the President. Who elect the President? The members of Rajya Sabha. Christy Shindo, listen here. The members of Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha and the state legislative assemblies elect the President. The President is elected for a term of 5 years, forming the government. There are many political parties in our country. 300 political parties. This multi-party system is a very important part of our democracy. In a general election, different parties field their candidates. The party that gets the maximum seat in the Lok Sabha forms the government at the center. ഇലക്ഷനിൽ ഏറ്റവും കൂടുതൽ ആളുകൾ കാൻഡിഡേറ്റ്സ് ഏത് പാർട്ടിയിൽ നിന്നാണോ വിജയിക്കുന്നത് ആ പാർട്ടിക്കാണ് സെൻട്രൽ ഗവൺമെന്റ് ഉണ്ടാക്കാനുള്ള അധികാരമുള്ളത്. The party that gets the maximum seats in the Lok Sabha forms the government at the center. The president appoints the leader of this party as the prime minister. Who appoints the Alan Sachs? What are you doing? Huh? The president appoints the leader of this party as a prime minister. Who is our prime minister? പറഞ്ഞ പ്രൈം മിനിസ്റ്റർ ആരാണ്?
നരേന്ദ്രമോദി.
നരേന്ദ്രമോദി. Okay. She then forms the Council of Ministers. It consists of cabinet ministers, ministers of state, and deputy ministers. Then Prime Minister forms the Council of Ministers. That Council of Ministers consists the cabinet ministers, ministers of state, and deputy ministers. The ministers must be members of the parliament. The state government. Every state has a legislative assembly. It makes laws for the state. Legislative assembly makes the law for the state, and parliament makes the law for the whole country. Okay. Members of the legislative assemblies or MLAs are elected by people who are more than 18 years of age. They are elected for the term of 5 years. The governor is the head of the state. Who is our governor?
Head of the state.
Who is our governor? Governor ആണെന്ന് എഴുതിയിട്ടില്ലേ? ആരിഫ് അന്ന് എഴുതി തന്നായിരുന്നല്ലോ. Arif Muhammad Khan. Then the governor is the head of the state. President is the head of the country, and governor is the head of the state. He or she is appointed by the President of India for a term of 5 years. Governor is appointed by the President of India. After the assembly elections, the governor invites the leader of the party that has got the maximum seat in the legislative assembly to form the government. Election നടത്തി ഏത് പാർട്ടിയിൽ നിന്നാണോ ഏറ്റവും കൂടുതൽ ആളുകൾ വിജയിച്ചത് അവരെ ഗവൺമെന്റ് രൂപീകരിക്കാൻ വേണ്ടി ഗവർണർ തീരുമാനിക്കും. Okay. Then the leader of the majority party becomes the chief minister. Okay, who is the chief minister? Who is our chief minister?
Pinarayi Vijayan.
Okay. Then the judiciary. The Constitution of India provides for an independent judiciary. എല്ലാവർക്കും ഒരുപോലെയുള്ള കൃപ എന്തോ കഴിക്കുന്നുണ്ടല്ലോ. കൃപ കൈവച്ചേക്കോ അല്ലേ കാണാതെ. ഓക്കെ കൈ എടുത്തോ, കൈ മാറ്റിക്കോ. The Constitution of India provides for an independent judiciary. The Supreme Court in New Delhi is the highest judicial body in our country. The Supreme Court is in New Delhi is the highest judicial body in our country. It gives the final judgment in any legal case. Supreme Court is the highest judicial body in our country. There can be maximum 31 judges in the Supreme Court. In the Supreme Court, there are maximum 31 judges are there. The highest judicial position is that of the Chief Justice. All the judges are appointed by the President of India. Then Supreme Court judges are appointed by the President of India. The High Court is the highest judicial body in the state. Supreme Court is the highest judicial body of body of our country, and the High Court is the highest judicial body in a state. There are also lower courts in every state. Every state. Each district in the state, it has its own court. Then the High Court is the highest judicial body in a state. There are also lower courts in every state. Each district ഓരോ ഡിസ്ട്രിക്റ്റിലും ഉണ്ട്. In the state has its own court. Every district have its own court. Okay. Then take the page number 269. Checkpoint. Checkpoint. All of you mark your attendance. Okay. Write true. Checkpoint. Write true or false. The parliament makes laws for our country.
True.
True. Next, the Rajya Sabha is the lower house of the parliament.
False.
Lok Sabha is the lower house of the parliament. So Rajya Sabha is the lower house of the parliament. False. Next, the prime minister is the head of our country.
False.
Who is the head of our country?
President.
President. Okay. Next, the prime minister is the head of our country. False. Next, India has a multi-party system. True. Next, page number 271. Tick the correct answers. First one, the law-making body in our country is called the
Parliament.
D. Parliament. സൂര്യദേവിന് പേരൊന്നുമില്ലേ? സിനാൻ ക്ലാസ്സിൽ ഇല്ലല്ലേ? Okay. Second one, the Lok Sabha can have a maximum of
552 members.
552 members.
Members.
Number 3. The members of the Rajya Sabha are elected for a term of
6.
members of
years.
Rajya Sabha.
6 years.
6 years. 6.
2 years.
Huh?
6 years.
Not 2 years. 6 years.
6 years.
Four, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam served as the president from
2002.
then page number
2002, 2007.
APJ Abdul Kalam 202 to 2000, 2002 to 2007. 2002, the C is the answer. Next, the judges of the Supreme Court are appointed by the President. The judges of the Supreme Court are appointed by the President.
President.
Next, fill in the blanks. The dash consists of the President, the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. Parliament. Spelling test book നോക്കി correct ആയിട്ട് എഴുതിക്കോ ട്ടോ. Parliament. Screen share ചെയ്യണ്ടല്ലോ.
No, miss.
Okay. Parliament. Andros, Parliament spelling. First page number 267. Central government in the Parliament. Parliament. Parliament.
Miss, tick the correct answer.
Tick the correct answer. Next, the dash is also known as the lower house.
Lok Sabha.
Lok Sabha is known as lower house. Lok Sabha. Next, the dash of India is the chairman of the Rajya Sabha.
Vice President.
Vice President. Vice President of India is the chairman of the Rajya Sabha. And the fourth one, the President of India is elected for a term of dash years.
5 years.
5 years. 5. Next, the highest judicial body in a state is the
High Court.
High Court is the highest judicial body.
Miss, ഇത് വാട്സാപ്പിൽ ഇട്ടായിരുന്നു.
ഇട്ടായിരുന്നു. ഓ, sorry. Okay. Then I will send it through question answer. I will send it through WhatsApp. Okay. Read this lesson 3 times. Okay. All of you read this lesson 3 times. I will send the question answer through WhatsApp. Okay, see you. See you next class. Bye.
Bye, Miss.
Bye.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you, Miss.
Welcome.